time, we are watching murderers go free. They hide behind their badges, they hide behind their white privilege, and they use the excuse that they fear for their lives to murder our young people in cold blood.
It's done.
Eggs, my brother.
No. Don't think about it.
All you self-righteous assholes do is march and destroy your own communities. Killing me won't change a goddamn thing.
It's a lot different when it's a grown black man standing around it.
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Checks and Balances is out. Make sure you guys go support Checks and Balances. It is out and doing quite well. All right, Floyd Mayweather, I had a chance to watch it in full, and I will agree with him on this. Give interviews who you believe will who you deem respect you, or I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. You own your time, you own your energy. I'm going to stand and I'm going to say I agree with you on that. What I don't agree with you on is how you hiding Tank Davis. And it's the fight game, you know, and all your insecurities came out in that interview. Oh, so many insecurities, man, because you spent 20 seconds talking about Tank. And the rest of the interview, you're talking about yourself, how you made money, you're going to rob the bank. Floyd, we don't care about you robbing the bank anymore. We don't. Floyd, remember when I did my film on you? I didn't show nothing with you about money. I humanized you. Remember that, Floyd? Do you remember that? You know why I did that? To be an asset to you. No one, at the end of the day, in my Adrian Broner's voice, you're going to meet more people that you don't give money to than you do give money to. And why did I say that? Is all people want you to do is be a human. And you know how you're going to meet the most people? Interviews, social media, TV, radio. You're not going to meet all these people in person. They're going to meet you through the wires, through these Ethernet, through this Wi-Fi era. And that's what you got to understand, Floyd. You got to be human. Use me as an example in comparison to you. Some people say I'm arrogant. Some people say I'm overconfident. Some people say I talk about myself a lot, which I do, and I would agree with them. In addition to that, Floyd, I'm human. My self-belief can't be broken. Your self-belief is fragile. Mike Tyson says you're a fragile little man. You are a fragile man because you made $1 billion and you still feel like, even though you have $1 billion and you base your life off of money, you still got to validate yourself. No, you don't have to validate yourself anymore. You're Floyd Mayweather, the GOAT, 50-0, TBE. I would have been Muhammad Ali. And no, you wouldn't have, Floyd. You had a chance, remember? Remember? Whether you agree or disagree with Gucci, don't get in black people's way. Like you, I have tons of Gucci stuff. I haven't bought it. I haven't bought any since because one, the biggest reason is there are much greater ways to spend your money, right? The secondary issue is, you know, I don't want that to be the celebration of what wealth is. I want my last name to be more valuable now. I shouldn't say now. It's always been that way. But you value what you're wearing instead of what's inside of you. People will always know you as Floyd Money Mayweather. They will never know you as Floyd the humanitarian. And keep in mind, for it, I chose, not that it matters, guys. I'm insignificant in a large way, but I chose to separate myself because you know what? It was just too much selfishness going on. I don't like following motherfuckers. I don't like a man who can't keep his word. But you know what really, really took the cake about you, Floyd? You didn't show up for your daughter in Texas. You got all these jets to fly around the world and you wasn't there for your daughter. I learned a lot about you in that moment. Even if you don't want to do it, you do it for the cameras. You show up because you got to be human. And you say, Floyd, that's not right. Well, you dress for the cameras. When Floyd prepares for his fight outfit, he knows it's going to get 1 million clicks. He knows people are going to comment on it. When Floyd wore those boots, those Mary J. Blige boots, he knew it intentionally. Floyd is intentional. He's insecure. He's still proving himself. Floyd, be a humanitarian. You're not an asset to boxing. Your whole stable is suffering, yo. In 100 years, my last name will probably be worth as much as Floyd Mayweather, I would assume. At least 100 million, and I still allow people to be human. I can easily, it's easy for me to be human. It's not easy for you to be human. You're a self-absorbed, insecure man that can't even do an interview about your fighters. When was the last time you mentioned another fighter on your staple besides Tank Davis? They sitting there waiting. Will Floyd ever mention my name? Will Floyd ever post me? Will Floyd ever get me on Tank's undercard? Will Floyd ever invest his own money? He said he has all this money. He makes $300 million a month, which is impossible. Not impossible, but he's not making that. That's what Amazon does. You know what I'm saying? But all those local fighters that you signed in Las Vegas are still in search of fights. Maurice had a fight somewhere in the middle of America this week. The other fighter had a fighter in Texas. Nobody's fighting under your banner anymore. You've robbed Lionel Thompson via Leonard Ellaby, and y'all just sit like everything is okay. I don't need y'all help or assistance, so you're only going to get the truth from me. Only going to get the truth. I don't need your money. I don't need no handouts. I don't need no signature. I don't need an interview. I don't at all. And I'm willing to bet 80% of media don't really want your interview, Floyd. They want you to be an asset to the sport that they love as well. We can agree and disagree, but you're taking too much from the sport of boxing. You told the fans, you literally slapped every fan in the face that supported you, but the dumb fans ain't gonna notice it. I'm gonna keep on robbing the bank. You told every fan that supports you that they a sucker, that they a hoe, that they a bitch, and you don't care about that. That's what you basically said. I would never go on the barbershop and be like, man, you know what I mean? I'm just here for the money. Matter of fact, my channel's not even monetized right now, y'all. I'm doing this on the strength. You know what I'm saying? I don't mention it to people. I just keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? I don't get on my show. Oh, man, my show's not monetized, man. I'm hurt, man. It is what it is, man. Floyd, you a sucker. You a sucker because you can be betrayed and conned with greenbacks. You have no integrity. And it doesn't matter how much money you make. Listen to me, Mr. Mayweather, and everybody that's going to watch it, Leonard Ellaby and all you guys. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You will be defined by your children and your daughter's on social media twerking half-ass naked, and her father's worth $1 billion. A father makes $300 million a month. Why is she twerking? Why does she want to get signed? Why is she seeking approval from social media? My son opens up my show every night playing his grand piano right next to me. And that's a fact. You're a below average father. Be a father first. Everyone sees it. And that's a fact. You're an insecure man that keeps on validating himself by how much money he has. Floyd, we already know. You could have been Muhammad Ali with more money. Shaq is arrogant. Shaq is confident. Shaq is, you know what Shaq says? I am the most unstoppable force in NBA history. He could be right. Some say Wilt. And you know what else he does? He gives to the community. He acts human amongst human beings. He's not Shaquille O'Neal, the all-star. You know what he is? His mama's son when he's around people. You post more fashion than you do your grandson. Have we ever seen you kiss your daughter on the forehead? I repeat, Floyd. You got 2 daughters, right? Has your boxing fans ever seen you kiss both your daughters on the forehead? That's what you're missing. That's what you're missing in your life. And these are the facts. I've been around him long enough to know he's an insecure man. He's only validated by money and what money can afford him. He's not validated by his heart and his spirit. And if he believes in God, that doesn't validate him. His children don't validate him. He said his sons can't run his business or can't box because they smoke too much weed. I would never publicly say that about my son. Never. Never, ever in a million years would I defame my son that's going to get 1 million clicks. Like I said, every night before my show, my son plays the piano. He opens the show. I'm using my resources. I don't put nothing above fatherhood, and I never have. And everybody knows that for the past 7 years, I put nothing before being a father. I put nothing before my last name. I own everything, Floyd. Al Heyman owns you. You got to beg Steven Espinoza for favors now. You won't ever see it. You won't ever see another TMT card ever again on Showtime. Never. You used to see it when Floyd was bringing in the money. He killed the pay-per-view market. That's why he's going overseas. Don't you know if pay-per-view was the best way? Listen to me. If pay-per-view was the best market, why isn't he doing these fights on pay-per-view? Because the pay-per-view market is dead. He learned that with Logan Paul. He made money, of course. Of course he made money. Is his numbers inflated? Obviously. 300 million a month is ridiculous. That would mean $3.6 billion a year. Ooh, those are crazy numbers. Shaq is as wealthy, if not more wealthy than you, Floyd. His career parallels yours. And he's human. LA misses Shaq. The whole city misses Shaq. Floyd, Vegas don't miss you. Your city don't miss you because you don't give. I shouldn't say you don't give. I don't know everything about you. But you got to be a human. Everything is a show off. Everything is a show. You got $1 billion, man. Go love on your kids. Go on vacation with your kids, man. Floyd, I mean, I would assume you've had the baddest woman in the world. Brag on it, man, but that's not your whole. That's not who you are as a whole. Anyways, man. Barbershop conversations, man. Checks and balances is out. Floyd is an insecure man that needs to be hugged by his mother and his father. I believe his grandmother is still alive. Bless her. She did an excellent job at getting him to the place that he needed to be. He's an insecure man. His one daughter, I don't know about his other kids, are screaming out for help. I was in New York. I'm not going to tell that story. But Floyd, go get your daughters, man. Because what I saw in New York about 3 years ago, no father would approve of it. And I'm being 100 with you. And that's why I know, because I seen it with my own eyes. And everyone that was in the hotel saw it with their own eyes. Like, what the fuck is going on? Everybody saw it. Barbershop conversations. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. And everything that I said in this, I mean, that I've seen is facts. You know, my interpretation, y'all may disagree with, but I don't give a fuck. Barbershop conversations, man. I'm about to go play airplanes. You know what I mean? I'm about to go play airplanes and throw them off the second floor with my kids. And it was a play. It was a satire on the thing with Floyd Mayweather. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace, guys.